So I'm over here and I just did my I'm still sitting on my phone. I get dopamine rush when I do stuff like setting up the phone because it makes me feel like I'm being productive and I am. But once I'm done with it, then I kind of like I just open apps and shit. I'm like looking for random things that I could continue to do. But but the phone's done pretty much. I'm sure there will be little things that I need to tweak or add like right now. I had to go to the dentist today and my new Google Maps, which isn't Google Maps, it's organic maps. It didn't have voice instructions, so it's kind of sketchy to have to like just do a quick glance and stuff to see if you're supposed to turn at a certain location. Obviously, you don't want to be doing that. That's dangerous. So, uh, I had to figure out how to download the uh, voice instructions and stuff like that. But so I just finished that up. I still have to edit my phone, like minimizing distractions video, debloating video, uh, and a thought kind of came to me, and I'm like, what if I had a day? Because I downloaded this app, and I'll show you a screenshot of it. It's a habits app, and it's supposed to. My goal basically when setting it up was to make it to where I fill out that thing every single day. I check mark at least the majority of it. Like working out, I'm not gonna work out every day, like 3 times a week. I would like to, but for the most part, like everything on there, I want to check off daily. And I had to reset my phone recently, so it's not a completely accurate thing, but I mean it kind of is. I'm not filling it out at all. I'm not even touching a single thing on it daily. The most I really check off on it is working out every 2 to 3 days. So I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, what if? Because I've just been playing Marvel Rivals all day and shit, and they'll switch to it because I was like tempted to play a game right now. I was like, what if I for tomorrow? What if I just pretend to be a productive person, and by pretending to be a productive person, I do productive things for 24 hours and just see what happens. Because if I commit to a week or a month or a year, I get exhausted. But if I can, let's like they do that in rehab and shit too. Like, what if I just say tomorrow I'm gonna be productive? I'm gonna pretend to be a productive person, and I'm gonna do what a productive person would do tomorrow. And my goal would be to mark off every single thing that's on that habits app and just see what happens in 24 hours. Like, can I do it in 24 hours? Do a little bit more, set up tutoring and stuff. So like, just throw in some extracurricular. But the main objective is to mark off everything on the Habits app with some extracurricular sprinkled on top. And let's document it. See what happens. Probably because documenting it would give me a little extra motivation too. So I think that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to LARP as a productive person at 26 years old because obviously I can't be productive by myself, which is pathetic and sad. But yeah, so that's the beginning of this video. It is, I think, almost 4 in the morning today. So I'm going to basically fall asleep until 1:12, hopefully 12 p.m. I think that's fine. And then once I wake up, it's going to be immediate go time. No bullshit. No Marvel Rivals. No nothing. Locking in. Productive person. We shall see how it goes. I just woke up. It is 3 fucking o'clock in the afternoon. Life of an unemployed motherfucker. But so I stay up late. I stayed up till like 6 a.m. And I was playing a game last night. Echoes of the Eye. But and I'm tempted to hop on right now because I got nothing to do because I can't go. I gotta stay here for a second. That's what I'm like, well, what do I do? I'm gonna play fucking again. And I really wanted to, and I was like, well, I was making 10 million excuses as to why I could play a video game right now. And I'm like, oh, I'm just buying time. But like, if I was a productive person, then what I would probably do, I wrote the little morning reflection. I'm gonna look up what I should be writing about because I don't know. Like, I just wrote some things I'm grateful for, and then like the basic bitch goal for the day, like complete everything on the habits app, which is maybe exactly what I'm supposed to do. Uh, and so I guess the next thing would be I could take a walk. But there's a couple things that I've been trying to do that I haven't been doing at all. I haven't been doing school in multiple months. I'm about a year and a few months. Wait, no, I'm a few months behind. I was supposed to graduate, shit, I think October maybe. And it's February. So I'm clearly behind. I just keep falling behind. So I could do school, or I could do some AI learning, like learning how to code AI. I could read, I could sketch. I don't really know what I'm going to start with. Maybe sketching or something, because that's easy. Maybe setting up my tutoring appointment that I said I was going to do a long time ago. I don't know. We'll find something, but I'm going to try to do something productive. Maybe make coffee to start with or something, because I love caffeine. And then we'll go from there. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna do. It is. What time is it? It's 5:08. I've been doom scrolling a little bit. When I don't have like video games or something to play, my brain just spazzes out. And I'm like, what do I do? And so I literally don't do anything. But anyways, we're gonna try to get to it. So I scheduled my tutoring appointment, and now we're gonna do some AI learning for about 30 minutes because I don't know. That's what I can take, I guess. So hold on. 30 minutes. This is some kind, I don't know, this is what was recommended, is this book on learning how to do machine learning and stuff like that. Said it's pretty good and it's more hands-on, which I need because I can't do these fucking theories bullshit. I have to actually put the work in. I might not even be ready for this, but let's go. Just did 30 minutes of reading my AI learning AI book. Um, the book's called Hands-On Machine Learning with Scikit Learn and PyTorch by Aurelian Garin. So, in case anyone's interested, I don't know. It seems like it's like really in depth and stuff like that. It was recommended to me, so I was gonna read more, but my girlfriend called me, and it's time to head over there. The problem is I don't have my PC over there, so it kind of limits what I'm capable of doing. But I can bring my sketchbook. I have some books over there I can read. There's a gym over there, so I can work out and stretch and do my wrist rehab. So I can pretty much do everything other than school. Um, which maybe I could even do a little bit of school because I'm kind of waiting on doing the final project so I can learn about what API I need to do, or what the API I choose, and learn how to use it, because that was kind of the thing that held me back when I met up with the tutor. So he's like, learn the API, learn what, and then come back and we'll come up with a good game plan. So I could do that over there. So we'll see what happens. I've been trying to avoid playing games, and I've succeeded so far, but I feel like over there I'm going to break because I just don't have my PC to be able to do things. But, I mean, that could also be an excuse, so we'll see. But I'm going to head over there, and we'll continue this vlog. The road. I don't really know how to film a vlog because it's mostly me just talking. Well, I guess I don't know. I don't really know how to make a vlog. So I thought I'd make a transitionary clip of me driving. I forgot to record, but I'm in the gym and working out, so I thought I'd record a little bit. Somehow I tweaked my fucking knee over the course of last night and today. So I usually start with the elliptical for like 10 minutes. So in 10 minutes I go 0.6 miles, or I think it was 0.6 slash 0.7. So I don't know how fast it is because I just hit and start going. And then I stretch my lower half, and then I go to upper body workouts. It's not ideal, but I hurt myself a long time ago because I used to be super into lifting, and So I got bad knees, bad elbows, bad wrists, bad shoulders, bad everything. I would like to fix that, but so like my knees usually start with that, but my knee's fucked for some reason. But I'll try to record a little bit of the other stuff that I'm doing. Chest, I'm using 25-pound dumbbells right now. They actually feel pretty good. My left shoulder always kind of hurts, and I'm worried about injuring it, but in terms of my muscles, they feel pretty good. When I go to curls, I'll use 10 pounds. When I do the bent over rows, I'll probably stick to 25 as well, maybe go down to 20. I'll let you know. And then I do shrugs at 25. And then that's it. Oh, and I'm trying to incorporate some like ab workout. I fucking hate abs. Even when I was working out hardcore, I didn't do straight ab workout because I don't like it. But so I'll show you some of that. Maybe I'll still stretch in some way, but obviously not going to run on the elliptical because of my knee. I don't know how to do this comfortably because my fucking wrist is still tweaked. My shoulders tweaked and everything. I just don't want my shoulder to get worse. My wrists have been feeling pretty good, but they didn't feel that great at that time. But my muscles are having to keep up, which is a frustrating thing. I don't know. I've tried physical therapy and I'm not consistent with things, so it's kind of leaves me in a state where I'm just forever hurt. I hurt myself 7 years ago. No. I hurt myself 8 years ago. No. Yeah, 8 years ago. In 2018, I hurt myself. And I've literally never been the same since. I'm not in constant pain if I don't work out, which is good. But I can't work out. And I'm only a 25-year-old, almost 26-year-old guy. I should be able to work out completely normally. And I can't, unfortunately. So we'll try to do some sit-ups. I don't really want to. But, you know, gotta do some of the stuff that you don't want to do. I'll try to do it sideways so it's not as an awkward angle. I hate sit-ups. This is the first time I ever decided to do it. I haven't done sit-ups in a long time. 3. 10. What the fuck is that? That shit hurts. My shoulder hurts. Everything hurts. But that's what it's like to get back into the swing of things, I guess. This is actually kind of heavy, but because it's this specific workout, I feel like I can do it. Because it's not like, it doesn't hurt my shoulder really as much, but it is pretty fucking heavy. I probably should go down, but I don't know. We'll see after this one. We'll see how it goes. This is the shoulder that's bad. With that one, I can tell that, because I'm trying to make sure I control it on the way down. Because if I can't somewhat control it on the way down, then I feel like I'm not strong enough to do it, be able to lift it. With that one, I can tell it was dropping a lot faster than the right one. There's just something internally going on that I don't fucking like. Sometimes it's not straight up pain, but there's definitely something off. And also, I'm noticing this thing, I think it's because of my grip in my hand and my forearms. I'm getting a pain in my knuckle from just gripping and holding the weight because I'm not used to like lifting heavy stuff like that. But I'll let most do one more, and if it's too heavy, maybe I'll just drop it just to be smart and not fuck up my shoulder. I'm trying to, ego lift is what got me in this situation, so I want to try to make it not do that again. So I'll probably drop it real quick to 20 and then finish them out at 20 pounds. Doing some stretches at the end. And even though my knee's tweaked, I should still try to maintain flexibility because I know that through like lots of physical therapy and stuff, flexibility, mobility, whatever, can actually be a causer of pain. And so part of eliminating pain is to strengthen a muscle or a ligament or whatever, but then also make sure it's mobile and make sure it's not stiff and it's flexible and all of that. So I just need to go back to a physical therapist, but for now, for the basics, get back to stretching. And yeah, It's the back of my knee, how I hurt it the initial time. I initially hurt it by doing squats that were 10 million times too heavy, and then hamstring curls. So too heavy of squats, and then too heavy of hamstring curls, and that's what really fucked it up. And so now my knee always hurts from the back. I'm sure a physical therapist would be able to explain what's the problem with it. But I had to like pick my battles because you can only go to a physical therapist for like one fucking thing at a time. You go and see a specialist and they're like, what hurts? I'm like, oh, my knees. And they're like, well, pick which one. I'm like, what? I guess the left one. I was like, okay. So like, if both body parts are similar, you still have to pick one side. So it's not like my wrists were a bigger issue. It affected my normal life more severely than my knees. So I always went for my wrists and elbows. So it kind of sucks. If I had a lot of money, I'm sure I'd be healthy by now, hopping on steroids like all the athletes and shit, have access to the best fucking people. But I'm not rich, and so I gotta deal with horrible chronic pain. And people don't really, they think about the physical aspect of chronic pain, but they don't really think I'm doing calf stretches. They don't really think about like the mental aspect of it. Constantly always being in severe pain murders your mentality, murders your like brain. It's just, you can't think about anything else. I would find myself in situations where I'm like talking to someone and I'm not even really there because all I can think about is how bad my body hurts. You know, it's from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep and there's no relief. Like, I remember having so much pain. I just stand in front of the mirror and just like silently scream just because I was in so much fucking pain all the time. And I wish I could explain it as I was going through it, because obviously I'm not going through it anymore, so I won't be able to explain how horrific it was to the fullest extent because I'm not in the middle of it. But you can just take my word for it, it's really bad, and if anyone else is going through a lot of chronic pain, they'll be able to say the exact same thing. So hopefully if I get money in the future, I could take something to make me fucking not be in so much pain all the time, but we'll see. I know hanging from a pull-up bar is good for your shoulders, for your shoulder mobility, and so I want to be able to build that back up. And so I'm trying to build it up, but before I couldn't do it because my wrists started hurting, but I'm going to try to pick it back up again and see what I can do. You start off with like just hanging, and then you build up to like negatives, and then you build up to like one pull-up, and then two, and then eventually, before you know it, you're doing fucking pull-ups all the time. So, yeah, it feels good in the moment. Some part of it's psychological, I feel like, if it hurts the next day. But I already did one rep, or one set, so that's my second set. So we'll probably do one more set, and then we'll call it a day for working out. So I'm getting a little bit tired just because I worked out. I usually stay up pretty late till like 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, and I'll probably do that again today. But I can feel myself as the night goes on, feeling less motivated to do this. So, I won't be able to mark off everything off my list, and even the things I do mark off, I didn't do them all to the highest potential that I could. Sorry, there's this SpongeBob toy thing that's fucking going off. Anyways, I could have done it for longer, but I didn't. But something is better than nothing starting out. I'm not trying to make excuses, but I'm trying to give myself credit for what I have done. But anyways, I'm definitely going to try to read and sketch at least for the remainder of the day. And then we'll see what else I can accomplish before I end up going to sleep. I haven't played any video games today, but I have done other things like just scroll on YouTube and stuff like that, so it's not like it's much better. In fact, I think maybe playing video games is better than doom scrolling. But anyways, we're gonna sketch for 15 minutes. I adjusted it from 30 because I think sometimes if the times are too long for things, then I don't feel like doing them anymore. So we're gonna do 15 minutes and see how it goes. And then that way, if I feel like I still want to keep going, which usually happens after I start. The hardest part is starting, and then once I'm in the middle of it, I want to keep going. Then I can add more time. But with sketching, I suck at sketching, So we'll see how much time I want to keep going. But let's just stop yet. Alright, are you ready for the worst artwork you've ever seen in your life? Here you go. I'll give it a little freaking breakdown or whatever. Started out with this guy. It was just Santa Claus. I was gonna draw him in some kind of action pose. Clearly I'm not good at fucking drawing really any part of a human being. Really, I'm not good at drawing anything. So I don't know how to do proportions. I don't know how to do anything, honestly. And then I said he was going to hold a weapon and he was going to hold someone at gunpoint. So then I moved on to this frosty ass motherfucker, which is easy because snowmen are all simple shapes. And I've drawn them before, so a lot of this was simple. That's supposed to be like an AK-47. It is not an AK-47. I don't know what the fuck that is. And then I drew the street that they're standing on, which doesn't even look like a fucking street in the horizon. Then I moved on to doing a loose sketch of this bear. And that's what the fuck I got. So, reference, drawing, horrible. And then I think I moved on to the scorpion, which is pretty bad, but at least better than I would expect. And then I moved on to drawing this ET as a reference, and I got that. So reference next to drawing. That one isn't the worst thing in the world, especially when you look at it side by side. It looks like ass, but that one's probably my favorite out of all of them. And then I try to draw faces, which I'm horrible at, so I drew this thing, which literally just looks like a demon. Looks scary as shit. I'm going to cross over those eyes because it's too scary to freaking look at. That probably just made it 10 times worse. Okay. We're just going to fucking... So, whenever I try to draw humans, I just get freaked out because they look so bad that it's creepy. And then I try to draw a side profile, which ended up being that. That's supposed to be hair. But when I was trying to imagine like what a hairstyle is from the side, and I can't even imagine it. It's like straight across, then down, then I think like that. No, it goes like this. It goes like straight across, down all the way, then goes around the ear, right? And then something like that. Maybe less drastic. Cross, bam, nah, and then it goes down. Then it goes something like that. I don't know. I'll have to do more reference work, but yeah. That's my entire sketching over the course of 20 minutes. And I know sometimes people say things are bad and like they're actually pretty kind of good. This is actually ass. Maybe not with that regards to this one. I know people who actually can draw, but I'm kind of happy with that one. But I don't know how to draw from freehand. Like, there's some things in here, and maybe I'll go over it eventually. There's some things in here that are, like, decent from reference. I can draw some things from reference decently, but I can't draw anything from my brain decently at all. I read this one book called Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. It was what was recommended to me. And it was all about, like, trying to, like, because everyone forms habits when they draw. So, like, when they're young, they develop these habits of drawing, and that sticks with them for the rest of their lives. So, let's say I was trying to draw a face. Well, I would start off with a circle, of course, because that's how faces work, and then I would draw the eyes, which are two circles, and then I would draw the nose, and then I would draw the smiley face, and then I would draw the hair, something like that, and then the ears, and then the neck, and then boom, and then I could even go further and draw the body, right? This looks like something you'd see from fucking Coraline or something. Let's do this. Let's do that. These are the legs. That's horrible. And then something like that. Or fucking... Bam. Then you draw the arms. Okay, towards the end I rushed heavily, but like this part, this is actually something I would draw. Disregard the bottom half. That's exaggerated, but it clearly would not look very good. It would be like a drawing that anyone would make when asked to draw a human being. And what this book was all about was that it was all about drawing from reference, and it was saying things like, try to remove those predetermined patterns that you learned years ago and actually look at something. So let's take this ET for example. Let's actually look at the ET. And let's draw exactly what we see, because sometimes what we see is not corresponding with my thought process. Like for instance, this hand. I know that this hand is pointed towards me, like sort of like that. Okay, I just tried to explain it and it was going horribly, but basically my point is that there's a finger that's pointed from the side, that the finger is pointed at you, right? ET phone home. Well, when you look at it dead on, you know that logically the finger is pointing towards you, but really all you see is a half oval, right? Or an oval without the bottom half, the bottom curve. And so because your brain, you're like, how do I draw a finger pointing towards me? That's impossible. Well, you don't. Just look at it. And what do you see? You see an oval. And so even though your brain says, well, that can't be that simple because I know there's a more complex shape being hidden in this illusion, it doesn't matter. Just draw the illusion. Draw exactly what you see, the oval. And then once the entire picture comes together, people's brains will understand what it is, because that's how we see things. Now, obviously, I'm just a bum that can't draw, so none of that's going to make any fucking sense when I explain it. But when you read a book like that, or other books like that, it'll make way more sense because they know what they're talking about, and they explain it in much better ways than I could other artists, I'm not even a drawing person. But anyways, I like drawing when I was a kid. And so I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with like different creative outlets that I could like get back into, because I really enjoyed creating when I was a kid, and I got away from it because I became terrified of everything, and terrified of being bad, and terrified of just being ass. So, and just like really just like caught up in my own bullshit when it comes to other things that pertain to life. And so I'm kind of just throwing things at the wall, seeing what sticks. I used to like to write books. I used to draw. I used to do stop motion animation. I used to make YouTube videos, obviously, of all sorts of kinds. A lot of different things. Stick figure animation. Basically, any interests that I had, I just went after. And I don't do that anymore. In fact, I don't do anything. So I'm just trying to get back into it. And drawing is kind of cool. So we'll see. I want to stick with it. So we'll see what happens. And I don't know how to get better. That's the problem. I can read a book and shit, but like, how do I actually get better? Because every time I try to draw from memory, it sucks ass. And I can draw somewhat from reference, but I don't know, it stresses me out, and that's my problem, because I know it's me not wanting to be bad at something. But anyways, that's all I have for now, and marking another thing off the list, and then probably the last thing will be reading, but we'll see what happens. Back to the main video, which is me LARPing as a productive person. It's the reading segment, and this is probably how I'm going to end off the day. It is almost 5 in the morning. I wasn't super productive, but I was more productive than my average day. And baby steps are good. Baby steps are better than no steps. So we're going to end off the day with reading. And this is a good book to read because it also ties into YouTube a little bit. It's called Steal Like an Artist. I stole it from the library. I didn't mean to steal it. It's just an extended borrowing, I guess you could say. But I read half of it a while ago, like literally a year or two ago, or a year and a half ago. And I will return this book. I'm sorry that I stole it. I didn't mean to steal it. But it's from the library, and it's just about like how to basically get into creativity. Let me read the back. Oh yeah, unlock your creativity. So it's about unlocking your creativity. I read half of it, but I'm going to start back from the beginning. And what does it say? 10 things nobody told you about being creative. And this is what I need for YouTube. But honestly, when it comes to YouTube, I am stuck in paralysis by analysis. Studying things gives you the dopamine and gives you the pseudo feeling that you're actually doing something, but you're actually not. Not always. Sometimes you're actually doing something. Sometimes you need to research things, but sometimes you're only doing that to feel like you're doing something when in reality you're avoiding actually doing the thing itself, which is what's important. And so that's what I feel like I'm doing right now. I'm gonna get dopamine from reading this and feel like I'm progressing towards YouTube, but I'm not. Progressing towards YouTube would be just making a damn YouTube video and getting it done. But one of my goals is reading, so this will be good for that nonetheless. So I need to tell more people I'm grateful for them. I'm having a fucking crisis in my brain, and I need to tell people, because you have these ideals about how you want people to be, and you forget that the people around you are damn good. And so you gotta make sure to treat them right, because there's no law of nature that says the people around you had to be good. They just are. Like, they happen to be good. And so I should reward them for that, for being so good to me. I should reward them, not take my anger out on them and stuff like that. That's a flaw with me that I need to work on desperately. People are so good to me, and then I treat them badly, or I neglect them. Even if I'm not treating them directly badly, I neglect them. And that's just as bad. So I need to do that. That'll be, because I'm going to end off the video on a journal. I'll write that in my journal as a way to end off the day. And I'll write about wanting to live life myself, like Siddhartha did. And yeah, so let's get started. 30 minutes of reading, and then we'll journal, and then that'll be it for the vlog today. Alright, it is almost 5:30, it's 5:22, and I am getting tired. I'm going to take half a melatonin, and then I'm going to write in the journal, and then that'll be it for today. Once I'm done writing in the journal, I will do a screenshot of my Habits app. We'll see how productive I was, and who knows, maybe we'll do a sequel where we try to actually do every single item. But overall, I'm happy with what I've done today. Even though I could have done more, I think it was a good starting point. So I just wrote in my nightly journal, and ultimately I did 7 out of 10 of my goals. And however, one of them, the AI learning, was only half the time I had hoped for. I'm going to make adjustments, not necessarily be like because I don't want to just do my comfort zone, but sometimes I don't know if certain things are realistic or not, but 7 out of 10 items on my list. And ultimately, at the end of the day, how do I feel? I feel really good, especially with this last few things. Something happened to where I was just able to really think deeply while reading that book, and after that little fucking kind of breakdown I had for a second, where I was able to think nice and calmly, and enter a mindset that I don't really get to be in very often, but is how I used to be in at all times when I was younger, and I was really willing to do whatever my brain wanted in terms of creative outlets. Whatever I was interested in, I was able to just go for it, and I had the ultimate self-belief that I could accomplish what I wanted, which is what YouTube was. And I really like that mentality, but I very rarely can even tap into it these days. Maybe once in the past many years, or once or twice in the many years past. Um, but obviously I was able to tap into it today, which means that certain actions that I did today enabled that mindset to come to the surface. And so if I want that mindset more often, then I'll have to replicate things that I did today. You know, I feel good. Long story short, I feel good. And I'm very happy. I feel calm. I'm very grateful for everybody around me. I won't be showing the final reflection because certain things, I think it's good to do things sometimes just for you and not necessarily just show off for other people, which is ironic because I'm making this whole YouTube channel, but just because I want to document a lot of stuff doesn't mean that, therefore, everything needs to be documented. Does that make sense? So I just wrote the last nightly reflection for myself, and I just wanted to say thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and